Hello and welcome to Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 as we look at the Imperial Navy and some strategy and tactics to use with them. So first off, let's just go over the fleet that I'm going to be using. So as you can see, we've got all lunar cruisers. So the idea behind this fleet is torps down range as you approach the enemy, and then once we get in there and we start broadsiding them, we have a good mix of both macro weaponry and lance weaponry to deal with all situations. And then we've got the one sword escort ship to run around and try to capture some objectives for us. So, I just run Gothic as these just change paint colours and I don't mind Gothics. In terms of my Admiral abilities, I run with the Tarot and the Stasis Bomb. The Tarot mostly because I want to try and use that against the likes of Dark Eldar to really prevent them from getting away from me if I can, or at least allow me to still see them. Stasis Bomb more for trying to just stop them from getting away. But we'll see how it goes. I have to admit I'm not the strongest against Dark Eldar. Now upgrades. We have short burn torpedoes because we're running torpedo heavy. And the Agrippina pattern void shield because I like my shields to last that little bit longer. We're going to do a ranked 1v1 and jump into it. Okay, looks like we're up against Space Marines, so this is going to be quite interesting. Space Marines tend to go after your crew and try and decimate you that way, but depending on how good they are, this can work against them as they'll generally try and get close to do this. And that means we may be able to just scuttle the ship and take out their ships. So let's see how we go. Watch our beautiful cinematic of our ships entering. Right, so this is actually pretty basic. We just split it up into two groups. One for our escort ship, so we can run him around and try and get points. Run him in running silent mode. Try and make that a little bit easier for us. Then everything else in a group by itself. Now, it's a little annoying we can't run up the center here. And this side's also a bit crowded, so it looks like we're going to be going over here. Oh, this is not the best starting position, I have to say. But we'll work with what we have. Right, let's throw that in there. Right, now because it's Space Marines, we're going to run Brace for Impact to try and reduce any incoming damage from flights of aircraft and torpedoes and that, because trust me, boarding torpedoes hurt. Alrighty. Well, we're all set up. Let's go.
Your orders? Course engaged.
Right, and there's the enemy. So we're essentially just going to set up and start shooting torps at them. So I try to have it a little bit wider so they come in at this angle. It just tends to provide a slightly better way of using the torps on the enemy, as most enemies will group up with their main fleet like this. Now, as you can see, Tarot doesn't have a limit on it, so we can throw one of those down now and actually have a look at the ship. Also, while they're coming in, we can have a look. Now, we want to go after their generators to make our life a little bit easier when we get to the actual shooting. Okay, based on the number of ships and seeing this, I'm going to guess they're all cruisers, probably all the Mark II, which means they also have torps, the bombardment cannon, and macro batteries on the side. They also apparently have the Colexus Assassin upgrade, so this is going to be interesting. Now my cooldown's down, so we'll fire another salvo. Admittedly, I was probably a little bit slow on that as I'm trying to explain some stuff. This guy's going to need to go around this. So that's what we'll do. Actually, we'll select everyone that's not him at the moment. So once this comes on cooldown, we can do that, and we'll just wait until he's back at pointing in the right direction. You see there, we're definitely getting some contact. It's not as much as I'd like, but, you know, we'll see how we go.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Right, they've obviously got some of their own stuff running over here, but that's fine.
Changing course.
You have seized a strategic area.
Cruising speed set.
They apparently saw him, otherwise they couldn't launch those torpedoes. And as we see, there it is.
Aye, Admiral.
So for now, we'll actually do this just to get him back. Do that.
We serve. Setting course. Aye, Admiral. Ship ready.
We can at least avoid some of the torpedoes like that. Alright, there we go.
Target. Your orders? Aye, Admiral. We wait your command.
Alright, we still have the ability to save that one.
Target locked in. We serve.
Oof, they did a bit more damage than I would have liked. Let's get him out of there, because we don't want him by himself.
We serve.
We'll go after them, see if we can at least get that critical on them.
Teams have crippled the enemy.
Right,
We wait your command.
I can't blast him anymore, so hopefully we'll go well. Let's see how we go. Alright, they're just doing this to go after my shields. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit spread out. There's really not as much as I'd like to be able to do about this.
Enemy sighted.
Oh, they apparently have a decent number of escorts. This is unusual. That's fine. They're much easier to take out. So we're actually going to ignore his main fleet for a little bit.
Enemy sighted. We wait your command. Understood.
You have seized a strategic area.
Your orders? Ship ready. Brace for impact. Ship ready. Heading acknowledged.
Do that. I'm probably not going to be able to save him. Nope. But
Our borders have
if
caused
I get lucky here, I'm going to catch a ship. Oh, I definitely should get him in the explosion. Yeah, there we go. That did a decent whack of work for us.
we serve.
Let's get him away from this fight and bring him around to try and capture some of their points. There you go, we've taken out one. They're going to do that. And we're going to do this.
Coordinates acknowledged. Maximum burn.
Oh, they are taking out these guys much quicker than I was expecting, I have to say.
Ship ready.
Let's see what happens if I can manage to get both of these, because this is actually going to hurt them. I might not actually get all the ships. That's a pity.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
I was really hoping to get all the ships
The
there.
enemy has accumulated 50% of strategic points.
Aye. Enemy sighted.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Enemy sighted. Changing course. All ahead full.
Oh, we're just going to miss him. Oh, that's a pity.
Engaging engines.
And he's mutinied. Of course he has, and my rally command is on cooldown, which is very, very annoying.
Underway. Heading acknowledged.
Still, it does take a while for them to run off, so I might still get lucky here.
We serve. Enemy sighted.
If I sit a ship in front,
Ship ready.
there we go.
For the Emperor.
Okay, so now we should be able to do some work, hopefully.
We wait your command. Reporting successful boarding action.
Now, of course, it's the one that is out of.
All ahead full. Cruising speed set. Enemy sighted. Enemy sighted. Targeting enemy vessel. Enemy sighted. Enemy sighted.
Okay, look, I'm going to be honest, this could actually be going worse. I know it doesn't seem like it, but trust me, it's true.
Force engaged. We can't take much more. We serve. Taking heavy damage. Cruising speed set. We wait your command. Enemy sighted.
The enemy has accumulated 75% of strategic points.
Ship ready.
Ugh.
Changing course.
That ought to make him think twice about sticking around to capture that point. There we go.
Aye, Admiral. The flagship has been destroyed.
Didn't actually want to fire both, but that's fine.
Disengage! Disengage! We serve. Enemy sighted!
For fuck's sake, he had one more left than I thought, but that's fine.
Engaging!
And of course he's going to mutiny before I can save it. Ah, it just sucks. Right, well, the more escort ships certainly paid off for him, as they were able to do quite a fair bit more damage than I would have expected. They definitely did some serious work for him, I have to admit.
The enemy is close to victory by strategic points.
And he must have gone after my escort at some point and I didn't realise it. It's a bit harder. I've got the volume turned down. I couldn't hear everything that was going on. Still, as you can see, despite everything, that was actually a fairly close game. They happened to play their fleet rather well. Oh, no wonder they're at the epic level of where they sit in the thing. I'm only at gold, so they're like 2 levels above me in terms of skill quality and ranking. So they are definitely a very good admiral. Okay, so you sort of got a bit of a feel there for how the Imperial Navy plays, or at least how I play it. I have, for the most part, had good success with this. And as you saw, he really only had one semi-healthy ship left. And he really wasn't taking out my ships by actually doing damage to them. It was primarily by going after their crew. And even then, I was really chewing through his ability to do that quite handily. Unfortunately, I wish it had gone a little bit better, but you try your best. I wasn't expecting that number of escorts, I'll be honest. They usually don't run that many. So that's it for this video. I will be going through all the factions. Tune in then, and until then, catch you later.